My phone turned off while I just began this video. Oops. Anyway, I'm like at the park again. I think I look like less of a freak this time. Because I'm kind of just like sitting by the grass and stuff, and like I think I look pretty normal, so that's good. Anyway, it's email gaming, but the talk sprite for this video is Haruomi, my bird OC, and you might say email is also a bird though. Why can't he be the mascot for this bird video? But I'm just thinking, I didn't think about that also, but also just the fact that I think Haruomi's bird status is more like relevant to his existence than email's bird existence. Like email's just a bird because, and then Haruomi is like a bird because that's like a plot point. So, you know, that's why Haruomi is our host today, okay? So anyway, my idea today was to talk about my favorite jazz albums that I know about that have birds on the cover, because I was just thinking, I forget, something got the thought thinking in my mind. I was like at the record store and I saw like I saw some kind of compilation album for someone. I don't remember who it was, maybe George Benson, I don't remember though. But it was like a hand letting go of a white bird, and I was thinking about the fact that, oh my god, that's like the Santana album where he's holding the white bird instead of letting go of it. It's like part 2 to that album cover. Anyway, neither of those albums are on this compilation, sorry, but that's what inspired this. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started, alright? So basically, the first album I would like to talk about is The Joy of Flying by Tony Williams. And bro, I love this album. It's got an eagle, you know, it got flying in the title. And this was actually my first exposure to Tony Williams's independent work, actually. This might seem kind of like a dummy moment, but I actually didn't know who Tony Williams was until I read Herbie Hancock's biography, where he talked about the VSOP guys and all that, and I was like, oh shit, okay, that's who they were. So, you know, I learned a lot from that book, I won't lie. I learned a lot from that book. Anyway, that's how I discovered Tony Williams, and this was the first album I listened to, and it's still my favorite. I've listened to like all his albums now, and this one's still my favorite. I think it's my favorite still. Yeah, I think it is, honestly. So my favorite songs from this album are definitely Hit, Skip, and Hittin' on 6. Those are both really good. I've looped them a lot. Now we can know about the cast of this album. Personnel. First of all, these are just like ones that I know. These are people not that I know. Like, they got George Benson, and obviously Herbie Hancock, and just George Benson's guitar in this album is really good. I like it a lot. And there's even evidently I learned from the wiki that Cecil Taylor is also in here, and I low-key didn't even know like Tony Williams and Cecil Taylor were chill like that. Like, that's really cool. Like, that's awesome. So yeah, and I really want a vinyl of this album. I just haven't found it in any stores or anything, so I don't have it yet, but I would love to own it. It's sick as hell. I love this album. So that is number 1. My next one I'd like to mention is Open Your Eyes, You Can Fly, another one with a flight-themed title. It is Open Your Eyes, You Can Fly by Flora Purim. I don't know if I ever say her name right. I won't lie, Purim or Purim. I've heard the radio announcers say her name in both ways, and I usually trust the radio announcers to tell me how to pronounce these people's names, and they don't get her name the same ever, so I'm unsure. But man, her voice is so good. She's one of my favorite jazz singers. She has a very unique voice. I enjoy it. This album, that is like her iconic album, bro. Like, if you like Flora Purim, you gotta like this album, right? So it's got the likes of Hermedo, Haskell, you know, a lot of these people I don't know if I've ever been saying their names right. I'm probably embarrassing myself, but yeah, there's him and Ron Carter on bass, of course. How could he not be on bass, right? And George Duke on keys, right? And obviously her husband Airto is there, yes, and on that percussion, right? And it's pretty damn cool. It's kind of like some Latin fusion funk. It's very cool, so I would definitely recommend this album if you want, especially if you want to be introduced to Flora Purim. I think she might play like a Chick Corea track in this song, actually. I don't fully remember, but yeah. The next one is Azimuth, and this album, I'll probably have a picture of it on the screen so you know what I'm talking about, but I have no idea how to say the title of it, so I'm just not gonna try. I'm sorry, but it's quite a known about Azimuth album. I think that's how you say their name, but like the eagle is definitely a symbol of their band, because I know they have their album Phoenix too, which would be bird themed as well, but you know, the eagle, like when I saw them live, they had like the projector screen with like stuff on it while they were playing, and they like had the eagle there, so I thought that was pretty cool. And guess what, I got a shirt from them with the fucking eagle on it, so I'd say the eagle is quite the symbol of their band. I remember liking the song Tarde, I think, from this album. I think that was the one I liked. It's been a little bit. I did not re-listen to these for this video. I'm just going by memory. But yeah, so that's a pretty good one. My next one is The Hawk Flies High by Coleman Hawkins. And I got like a story about this one. I can't tell you that I remember any of the songs from this album, but basically when I was in my high school jazz band, we had to like research people on our instruments at the beginning of the year each year. And so one of my 2 years that I played tenor sax, I researched Coleman Hawkins, and this was one of the albums I listened to and like analyzed and stuff. And I just remember that, cause like, oh my god, that name's kind of cute. Like, his name's Hawkins and it has a hawk on it. That's kind of cute. So I just thought that was a fun little thing, and it's a cool album. Yeah, that's honestly the full story. Like, I can tell you who else did I research for those assignments. I researched okay, I started with baritone sax. So I was trying to make this section a little longer because this was pretty short, but for bari sax I did Ronnie Cuber and Jerry Mulligan, and for tenor sax I did Sonny Rollins, Wayne Shorter, because I wanted an excuse to write about Weather Report, okay, but and obviously Coleman Hawkins, and one more guy, who was it? Maybe it was Jelly Roll Morton. I think it might have been. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Thank you for listening to my story. Okay, next one is Electric Bird by Donald Byrd. I I think it's like a relatively known album by Donald Byrd. Another one, he got a bird-themed last name in a way, so he made a Byrd album based off of it. Very fun, very cutesy. I love that. I love it when they do that, you know, a little play on their last name. Obviously, the Blackbirds as a whole, that would be a bird pun already, kind of, in a way, but on Donald Byrd's name. But yeah, we're talking about Electric Bird here, and once I was at the record store and they were playing this, and I actually at first thought it was like Electric Miles Davis, like his Electric area, and that seems like kind of another dummy mistake to think. But I don't know, it was just very avant-garde from what I heard at the store, for what I had remembered from Donald Byrd's playing. It was very avant-garde sounding, and, well, very electric, so I was kind of thinking about Miles Davis when I heard it, but in fact I looked at their little display and it was Donald Byrd, and I was like, oh, nice, okay, man. So yeah, and there's some personnel on this album, which is actually shared. It shares some personnel with Open Your Eyes, You Can Fly, I found, because it also has Ron Carter, Hermedo Pascal, and Airto, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so the next one is a relatively well-known one. The next two are going to be relatively well-known, but this one would be Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy. I know for Chick Corea, I also could have done Crystal Silence when it comes to Byrd covers art, but I just want to go with this one because it's pretty cool, pretty funky. I mean, we all know about this album, I mean, if you're a jazz fan, probably, so I guess there's not a lot that I have to explain, but, like, it's pretty cool. It's that good go RTF, Return to Forever. What was I gonna say? Wait, okay, I did not write down the personnel, but let me guess, okay. I'm gonna say Chick Corea, Stanley Clarke, Lenny White, and, what was his name? Aldi Meola. That's my guesses. Maybe Airto, maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know, those are my guesses. I don't know if that's the personnel. Tell me if I'm being a dummy again, I guess, and got it wrong, but yeah, that's all I gotta say about this album. This next one is also pretty well known within jazz spaces, I'd say, but it would be Seychelles by Takanaka. And yeah, we probably know this one, but let me tell you, I did not know that Yukihiro Takahashi wrote some lyrics for this song when I was reading Sweetie. That's very cool, because I got another record store story, okay? One time I was at a record store and I was looking for Takanaka, and I asked the store owner something about him, but I don't remember what it was, but he was like, oh, isn't that a member of Yellow Magic Orchestra? And I was like, well, I don't think so, but maybe. But anyway, I slowly started realizing that Takanaka has played a lot with the members of Yellow Magic Orchestra. He is literally in the Yellow Magic Orchestra album and Cosmic Surfing, I think. So I think that's really cool. That's a really cool piece of trivia I didn't know. So now you know if you didn't know it already, I guess. So yeah, but Seychelles is very fun because I do love my vacation music. That's definitely vacation music. Yes, bro. Yes. This next one is The Hawk by Dave Valentine, and I found this one by random on YouTube one day, and I haven't listened to it in a while, so I was looking back at the wiki for some review on like the track listing, and I did not even remember that shit had a Steely Dan song in it, and a Chick Corea song. That's pretty cool. I didn't remember that fact. Like, I remember I liked his cover of Blackbird and his playing on Marcosino, I think. That was pretty good. It sounded pretty good. That was what, like, those were the two tracks that like sold me on the album, I remember. I would say Dave Valentine is a jazz flautist that I don't hear talked about very often. Like, you always hear about like Ruby Man and all that, right? But like, I don't hear much about Dave Valentine, so I think he's a pretty good player. I would mention him more in conversations about jazz flute, honestly. He has some more Latin funk type stuff, I'd say, if you haven't listened to him before. Check him out, yeah. So yeah, that's Dave Valentine, The Hawk. Also, there's like more than one pictures of him with birds on him while he's like playing the flute, I think. Like, from what I remember, I feel like I've seen like multiple drawings, or not drawings, sorry, photographs actually, of him with birds. I can try to find those, so yeah. This last one is the most predictable one, best closer. It is Charlie Parker with strings, and you know, Charlie Parker got a lot of Byrd-themed albums, obviously, but I just went for this one. It's quite iconic, and yeah, because Charlie Parker is the Byrd, and that's a great way to finish this analysis off. It's not an analysis, is it? Sorry, but this video, whatever. Yeah, that's Charlie Parker, guys. Birdland, bye. Okay.